Hi, welcome to the 45-minute yoga flow. I'm Christy Conaway, and we're just going to take today to work on full body yoga. I'll show you some modifications or explain some different modifications as we go, but this is just kind of your basic 45-minute flow. So we'll start in Sukhasana, easy pose, eyes closed, shoulders rolled down and back. Then find both sits bones underneath you, even if you shift one side to the other side. Just finding both sits bones and then lean back against the spine, pushing the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, extending your arms out, resting palms face down on the knees to ground. You want your back sitting straight up, your back and neck and head all aligned with each other. Breathing in through the belly, making that belly as big as you can. Take the breath straight in through the nose and expand the belly as big as you can. And then as you exhale, pull the navel to the spine, squeeze Mula Bandha, which is that pelvic floor muscle, and then exhale out the crown of the head. Again, inhale, expanding the belly as big as you can. Filling up the lungs last. And then as you exhale, squeeze Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor muscle, exhaling the energy up, out the crown, and then it just circles down around you in your toric field. Breathing up and down the central channel, the Sushumna. And then just think of an intention you want to set for practice today. It could be a thought, a word, or something you want to manifest. Mine just came to me, it's joy. So the vibration of joy will help carry me through my practice today. Then you can either keep your eyes closed or you can soften the gaze, looking out in front of you, inhaling the arms up, reach up overhead, palms facing each other. And then as you exhale, take the left hand to the right knee, the right hand behind you, chin over your shoulder. And then inhale the arms up, reach up, switching sides. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you, chin over the shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall. Doing this again, inhale the arms back up, reach up, palms facing each other, and then exhale, switch sides. Right hand behind you, turning the chin over the shoulder. Inhale up from chakra 10, which is 2 feet or more below you. The pool of light you are sitting on. Inhale up from the earth, squeezing Mula Bandha, that pelvic floor muscle. Exhaling out the crown as you rotate, even if it's just another 1/4 of an inch. Rotating as much as you can. Staying here for a few breaths. You never want pain, but a little discomfort's okay. Once more, inhale, squeeze Mula Bandha. Exhale out the crown of the head, twisting even further. And then slowly come back to the center. Inhale the arms up, reach up and forward fold. Reaching out in front of you, stretching out. Coming up on the fingertips, dropping the head, tucking the chin, pushing your tailbone towards the back, reaching your hands forward. Feel the stretch in your arms, opening up the hips a little more as well. And then slowly come back up. Reaching up high to the ceiling, reach the arms up, and then switch sides. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Looking over, again, we're here for a couple breaths. Finding both sits bones under you, leaning back against the spine, straightening up. Inhale up from chakra 10, 2 feet below you or even deeper into the earth. Exhaling out the crown as you twist even more. Once more, inhale, squeeze Mula Bandha. Really twisting as you exhale. And then inhale the arms back up, reach up. And then if you can, take the arms, clasp them behind you, interlace the fingers, and push the palms together as you open up, stretching open the chest. Look up towards the ceiling, stretch open the neck, the throat chakra. Big inhale, and then as you exhale, forward fold. Bringing your hands up overhead, keeping them clasped if you can. And if you can't clasp them, you can just place them on your lower sacral chakra. You're just like having your hands in your pockets. And then slowly come back up. Nice and slow. This time flip the palms face up, eyes closed, sitting up nice and tall. Breathing in, another big belly breath. Inhale, make the belly as big as you can. Hold it in, sip another breath. Sip one more breath in, hold it in as long as you can, and then when you need to exhale, express, let it go. And then just do a quick scan of your body. See how you're feeling, check in, start with your toes and work your way up. Perhaps your right knee has a little glitch in it and you just feel a pocket of energy there. Just give it a hug on the inside. Breathe up and down the entire body, continuing to go up inch by inch. Going up your body, see if there's anything or any tension you're holding on to, any muscles that feel tight, any sore spots. Just acknowledge them. And then when you're ready, soften the gaze and come onto all fours. Neutral tabletop. Coming up to neutral tabletop, you want your hips over your knees, shoulders over your wrists. Least your middle fingers pointing forward, cat, cow. Round the back, tucking the chin. And then inhale, drop the belly, lift the head into cow. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the belly. Always going your breath, your pace. After you do it a couple times, if you want, moving cat-cow, drop down on your heels, take your forearms down to the mat, and then take your nose long and low, like you're diving through water, coming up, rounding the back, and then sitting back down. Again, take the nose long and low, inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you round the back, and then switch directions. You'll inhale up through cat, and then exhale as you drop down, keeping the elbows tucked in. Couple times this way. One way may feel better than the other. Just see what feels good to you. Always do both. And then if you want to stay with one versus the other, that's okay too. Then we'll meet in extended child's pose. Reaching the hands out. Big toes touching if you can. Let the chest and the belly fall on the thighs. Tucking your head. Reaching out. Breathing in into the belly so you can feel the belly expand on the thighs. And then exhale as you come back up. Neutral tabletop. Tuck the toes. And then sit back on the heels. Fire toes. You'll know why. And then palms forward. Eyes closed. Nose to neutral. Breathing again. Slowing down the breath. Anytime we slow down the breath, we slow down the mind. One more big inhale, squeeze Mula Bandha. And then gently push up on your knees, raising your arms up, reach up, palms facing each other, untuck the toes, and then reach your right hand down to the back heel. Stretch the belly forward, push the hips forward, lean back, look up towards the ceiling. And if this isn't in your practice, you could always take that right hand to your back pocket, reaching back. The key is to shine your heart towards the ceiling, reaching that left hand up. Either one. Big inhale. And then as you exhale, swoop this left hand down, come around. Right hand comes up, left hand goes to the left heel. Reach back. Again, pushing your hips forward, softening in the knees, squeeze Mula Bandha. Reaching back, looking up towards the ceiling, shining that heart. One more big inhale, and then as you exhale, swoop down, reaching the hands forward. We compress the spine, and now we need to expand it. So right in that lower back, right where we were really compressing, try to expand, pushing all this area of the back up towards the ceiling. Breathing in. Inhaling up the arms. As you exhale, sweep around, come back to the feet, head to the mat. Just come down for a couple breaths. If you can, reach your hands around to the feet, massage the feet, rubbing the heels, the toes, the outsides of the feet. And then inhale from every direction. Bring the breath in. Gentle squeeze of the pelvic floor muscle. Sip another breath in. Hold it in as long as you can. And when you need to exhale, try to exhale for the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and completely empty the belly of the breath. And then slowly come back up. Neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes and then push your heels back to plank. So your shoulders are over your wrists, hips are up. You don't want to drop your belly and have the bend in your back, and then you don't want your glutes up too high. Nice flat plank. Crown of the head shining forward. Heels pushed towards the back. Elbows tucked in. And then place your left hand underneath your face and spin your feet, taking that right hand up towards the ceiling, reaching up. The key is to keep this right hip up towards the ceiling as much as possible. Reaching up. Lifting, holding. Big inhale. If you want more of a challenge, you can reach that right hand overhead, holding it here. Or even more of a challenge, lift that right leg up. Breathing in, using the breath. Inhale. Exhale, lowering the hand, lower the leg, keeping the elbows tucked in, heels pushed back, abdominals tight, lower down. Nice and slow. Inhale, coming up to a low cobra. Compressing the back again. Inhale up the leg, squeeze Mula Bandha. And then exhale, sink back. Extended child's pose. Taking a break. Inhale up the arms. Exhale down the spine into the earth. And then slowly come back, neutral tabletop, coming back on the heels. Heels go towards the back, crown of the head forward. Right hand goes underneath the face, spin open, opposite side. Left hand goes up, reaching up. Again, keeping this hip, left hip up towards the ceiling, really reach. Extend up. Keeping the breath. Do not hold your breath. Left hand goes up and over for a little advanced pose, and or the left leg reaches up. Breathing the entire time. Lower the leg, lower the hand, elbows tucked in, abdominals tight, lower down. Inhale, up to cobra. Reaching up, stretching open. Look to the right. And then slowly look to the left. Back to the center. If you want, you can take the nose towards the ceiling, stretching open the throat, and then back to the center. Sit back, extended child's pose. Again, you can keep your hands here. You can come up on cupcake fingers or spider fingers, or you can reach around. Grabbing the feet, coming into as small a ball as possible. Take a breath in every direction. Exhale in every direction. And then slowly come out of that, back to neutral tabletop. Hips over the knees, shoulders over the wrists. Tuck your toes and then push your hips up to down dog. You want your head in between the biceps. Ground your heels down, pressing towards the mat as much as possible. Push your hips up. Find these little adjustments. Breathing into the belly. Let the energy travel up the arms and then down the legs. And then reverse that. Inhale up the legs. Exhale down the arms. And then reach your right leg up as high as you can, reaching up nice and high. Drawing circles with that right leg. And then reverse the circle. Inhale that right leg up. And then as you exhale, bend the knee. Step in between the hands at the top of the mat. Placing your palms on the mat, or you can grab a block or two. If you need, you just place your hands on the blocks. You can flat or stand them up. You can even go the other direction. If you need a little bit taller. Coming into this low runner's lunge. And then walk your foot to the outside, placing that right hand on the inside, pushing your knee out to the right, push your hips down. Keep that left leg engaged. You want the left heel to push back towards the room. Your right knee pushed forward so you can feel that elongation. Pull your shoulder blades back. Crown of your head pushed forward, eye gaze or your drishti, looking down at the mat. Breathing up the left leg. Exhaling out the crown of the head. And then inhale from overhead. Inhale from over, right above the crown of the head. Inhale it, bring the breath into the head. Exhale it down that back left leg. And then drop the left knee, untuck the toe, and then sit back, bringing that right foot more towards the center. Slowly sit back. Right toes go towards the ceiling. Head slowly lowers to the knee. Try not to fall off to the left, but to stay centered. Lowering down, feeling the stretch down the hamstring, down the back leg. Breathing into it. Again, you don't ever want pain, but a little discomfort's okay. And then slowly kind of flex the left foot a little bit and sit back on the heel. Point the toe, inhale the arms up, and then exhale, forward fold. Coming down, folding over on ourselves. When we fold over on ourselves, it's about self-awareness. Breathing up this right leg, taking the time, slowing the breath down. Exhaling out the crown. Once more, inhale up this right leg. Exhale out the crown. Slowly make your way back, planting that right foot. Bringing that left knee up, tucking the toes, low runner's lunge. And then bring that right leg back behind, reach it up as high as you can, and place it on the mat. Meeting in down dog. Switching sides, inhale the left leg up, reach it high, and draw circles. Going in one direction, and then the opposite direction. Inhale that left leg up as high as you can. Bend the knee, placing it in between the hands at the top of the mat. Rolling the shoulder blades down and back. Sink the pelvis down. Push that right heel towards the back of the room. The left knee towards the front of the room. Find the little adjustments that work for you. And then walk the left foot out, bringing that left hand on the inside. Again, pushing the left knee forward, the right heel back, pulling the shoulder blades back, opening up in the hips. The crown of the head is forward. The eye gaze looking down at the mat. Breathing up that right leg. Exhaling out the crown. Inhale from the crown. Exhale down the right leg. And then drop that right knee down, untuck the toes, and then slowly sit back, bringing that left foot more to the center. Toes up, and then forward fold. Try not to fall off to the right. You want to stay towards the center. Feeling that stretch, the expansion in the back of the leg. Breathing up the left leg. Exhaling out the crown. Inhaling from overhead and exhaling down the leg. Feel the energy rush in the direction, and then slowly flex the right foot and then sit back on the heel. Left toes towards the ceiling. Inhale up, reach up, And then exhale, forward fold. Staying here for 2 breaths. Again, follow the energy. Bring that energy in through the left sole of the foot. Inhaling up the leg. Exhaling out the crown. Once again, inhale through the left sole of the foot. Exhale up the spine, out the crown as you forward fold just a little more. And then slowly come out of that. Place the left foot on the mat, frame the foot, tuck the right toes under, push up, and then untuck the left leg, reach it up nice and high, and place it down on the mat. Full down dog, breathe the breath up the arms. And then exhale down the legs and walk forward with straight legs to the front of the mat. And then just hang. Soften the knees. Let your arms hang, let your head hang. And then just gently bounce to the right. And then bounce to the left. And bounce to the right. And bounce to the left. And then back to the center. Letting your head hang, letting your arms hang. Slowly press your feet into the mat. And as you press, you slowly start to rise, 1 vertebra at a time. Rising up. The head will be the last thing that comes up. When you finally get to the top, palms go forward, toes are forward, head is pushed up towards the ceiling, eyes are closed. Standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Standing tall like a mountain. Breathing up the body, out the crown of the head. And then slowly place the fingertips, backs of the fingertips together. Fingers pointed down, tracing the toric field. Inhale, up the body. And as you get to the top, open the hands up. Let the energy trace all around you. Try to feel it in the palms of your hands. Again, backs of the fingers. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you open up. Slowly releasing, letting your fingers tingle. Feeling the weight in the palms of your hands. And if you can't feel it, just envision it. Once more, inhale, pressing the feet into the mat. Your arms come up, reaching up. Exhale as you slowly release the hands down. And then standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Softening the gaze. Left foot plants forward, right foot steps back. Inhale the arms up, high crescent lunge, reach up, sinking your hips down. Hip bones are pointed forward. Navel's tucked in, shoulder blades pulled down and back. Reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Head is in between the biceps. Inhale that energy up the back leg. Exhaling it out the fingertips. And then reverse. Inhale from the fingertips. Exhale down that back left leg. Back the right leg. And then take the left arm to the back, right arm to the front. Sinking down even more. Inhale, squeezing the thighs together. And then as you exhale, drop this left hand down, reaching it back up. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, pivot open. Open up to warrior 2. So warrior 2, you want to tuck your pelvis under. Eye gaze over the left fingertips. Right fingers reaching back. Knee pointed forward. Right foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. You want to pretend like you're between 2 panes of glass. Sink down, rolling this inner thigh open to the outside. Even if you take your hand and just roll it open. Again, sinking down as much as possible, keeping this knee over the ankle. Eye gaze over your left fingertips. And then drop the hands. We're going to cultivate more energy again, bringing this energy up. Pretend like you have this big ball that you're holding onto, full of energy. Bring it up and open it. And then set the arms.
Again, dropping the hands. Inhale as you come up. Bringing the hands up. Open up. And then set, going deeper each time. One more time. Drop the hands down. Nice and slow. Pulling the thighs together. Bringing this energy up the spine, out the crown of the head. Opening up. And then set the arms. Bring the energy up this back right leg. And as you exhale, push off, coming in Utkatasana chair pose. Sinking down. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the thighs. Hands come down to pranam. Inhaling up the legs. And then exhale, press the feet, open up, Tadasana. Eyes closed, palms forward. Take a deep breath, slow down the breath. Let everything catch up. And then soften the gaze. The right foot stays forward, left foot steps back. Slowly inhale the arms up, reach up. Hips are forward, palms are facing each other. The knee is over the ankle, pulling the navel in. Hips are square, shoulder blades pulled down and back. Keeping that left leg engaged. Inhale, squeezing the thighs together. Sink down a little more. And then once again, inhaling up the legs, exhaling out the fingertips, reaching up as tall as possible. Inhale up the legs again, and then as you exhale, open up. Right hand comes to the back, left hand forward, sinking down. Breathing the entire time. Squeezing the thighs together. Inhale. Exhaling, sink down. And then drop this right hand down, bring it up, reach up, and then open it up, warrior two. Again, warrior two, right fingertips, looking at your right fingertips. Left leg, the toes and the foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Right knee is over the right ankle, rolling this right inner thigh open. Sinking down. 3 times, cultivating this energy, dropping the hands, squeezing Mula Bandha. Inhale as you bring it up. And open it. Set the arms. 2 more times, following your breath. Inhale. Bringing it up, open out. And set. 1 more time. Dropping the hands down, squeezing the thighs together. Inhale, squeeze Mula Bandha. Bringing it up. Exhale, open up. And set. Eye gaze looking over the right fingertips. Inhale up this back left leg. And as you exhale, push off, meeting at the top of the mat, Utkatasana. Pulling the navel into the spine. Hands come to pranam. Inhale, squeeze up the legs. And as you exhale, open up. Tadasana. Stand with your eyes closed. As tall as you can. Breathing in. Planting your feet into the earth. Lifting your toes, spreading them apart, placing them back down. Crown of your head pushed towards the ceiling. Hands come to pranam. Heel and toe your feet apart. Keeping your toes forward. If they need to turn out just a little bit, that's okay too. Inhale your arms up, reach up, and then clasp your hands behind you. Like we did in the beginning, pushing your palms together, opening up the chest, and then exhale, forward fold. Folding over on ourselves. Dropping the head, dropping the hands. Try to release them as much as possible, keeping a soft bend in the knees. Inhale, squeeze the energy up the legs, squeeze Mula Bandha. And then exhale, release the hands down nice and slow. Keeping the hands on the mat. And then keep your left hand on the mat, reach that right arm up towards the ceiling. Hips are square, looking up if you can, keeping those hips square. And then place the right hand on your sacral chakra, opening up, rotating that right shoulder open. Even more, looking up towards the ceiling. And then shift your weight over to the right. Inhale the right arm up, reach up towards the ceiling. And this time open up even more. Try to shine that heart up towards the ceiling. Squeezing the thighs, inhaling up the legs, exhaling, rotating open even more. Inhale up, and then exhale, place the hand on the mat. Switching sides, left hand opens up towards the ceiling, keeping the hips square. Reach up, and then place the hand on the lower sacral chakra, opening up the left shoulder. Keeping the hips square, try to open up even more. And then gently shift the hips to the left. Inhale that left arm up, and then open up, shining the heart up towards the ceiling, looking up, squeezing the thighs together. Inhale, exhale, opening up just a little more. And then inhale, reach that left arm up towards the ceiling, and then slowly place it back on the mat. Turn your toes out a little bit, bend the knees, and slowly come up in goddess. Sitting up in goddess. Turn your palms facing each other, hips tucked under, pelvis tucked under, and then slowly rotate. And then back to the center, and then rotate to the other direction, and back to the center. Keep going, your pace, your breath. Breathing in, slowly back and forth. Keep it going, one more time. Back to the center. And then press your feet into the mat. Clasp the hands back behind you. Toes rotate forward. Again, forward fold, reaching the hands up overhead. Dropping the head, letting it hang. Soft bend in the knees. Try to look up towards the ceiling through your legs. Breathing up the legs. And then exhale, slowly release the hands down. Heel and toe your feet back together. And then pressing the feet into the mat, letting your hands hang, slowly come up, one vertebra at a time. Letting your head come up last, meeting in Tadasana, mountain pose, eyes closed. Again, letting everything rearrange. We'll go into our standing series. So as you're standing in Tadasana, letting the update happen. Picture roots growing out the soles of your feet. Planting deep into the earth, going into the soil, going as deep as you can. Pressing that left foot into the mat. Maybe bounce up and down a little bit on it. Planting that foot firmer in the mat. And then when you don't need that right foot, you just lift it off the mat. And if that's not your practice, you can keep your right toe on the mat. Inhale your arms up, reaching up. Right foot's off the mat if you can, and then C curve to your right. So you're anchoring, you're balancing on the left leg only. Opening up this left side body, breathing in. And then as you exhale, sweep the leg back behind you, reaching over to the left, stretching open, continuing to breathe the entire time. This is where I tend to hold my breath. So remembering to breathe up the legs and then back to the center. Hands come down, open up, Tadasana. Eyes closed, gathering. Before we switch sides, soften the gaze. Plant the right foot into the mat, soft bend in that right knee, maybe bounce up and down a little bit. Plant those roots deep into the earth. Left leg comes up. Inhale the arms up, reach up, and then C curve to the left. Opening up this right side body, breathing in, allowing the breath to expand. And then as you exhale, sweep the leg back behind you, and then bend to the right, pushing the left hip over. Breathing up the leg, squeeze Mula Bandha. Exhaling out the fingertips. And then slowly back to the center. Hands come to pranam. And then open up. Eyes closed. Tadasana. Mountain pose. Crown of the head pushed up towards the ceiling. Fingertips push down. Take a breath in. Exhale, let it go. Do it again if you need. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then slowly soften the gaze. Plant this left foot into the mat again. Soften the knee. And then you can either kickstand, calf, or inner thigh for tree pose, whatever's in your practice. If you're full tree, your foot presses into your thigh. This knee is pointed out, pushing the hips forward. Inhale the arms up, reach up, holding the arms up. If the arms aren't comfortable for you up high, you can always bring them to pranam or even your waist. If you want a challenge, try to close your eyes for a brief moment. Keeping that foot planted into the mat. Inhale, up the leg. Exhaling out the crown. And then slowly release down. Open up Tadasana. Eyes closed. Plant the right foot into the mat. Soften the knee. Soften the gaze. Left foot comes up. Either kickstand, calf, or inner thigh. Whatever's in your practice. One side is always easier than the other. Inhaling the arms up. Knee is out to the side. Hips are forward. Reach up. Again, if the hands aren't comfortable reaching up, you can always bring them to pranam. Slowing down that breath. Inhale, squeezing Mula Bandha. Exhaling out the crown. And then slowly releasing down. Open up Tadasana. One more breath here. Inhaling up the legs. Exhaling out the crown. And then soften the gaze, or you can keep your eyes closed, heel and toe your feet apart. Hands come to pranam, and then drop down into yogi squat. Yogi squat can either be full yogi squat with your hands at pranam, thumbs pressed into the heart into the thumbs, pushing the knees out with your elbows. You want your spine and neck all aligned, chin tucked just a little bit, or you can grab a block and sit on a block. And if one doesn't work, you can always sit on 2 blocks. The key is to press the knees out, opening up the hips, getting the spine and neck aligned. And even if you need to, if that doesn't work, you can always just squeeze the thighs together and sit like this. Or you can always come down to the mat. Whatever is in your yogi squat, you can push the knees out with the elbows, sitting up nice and tall, eyes closed, breathing in. Inhale from every direction, and then exhale from every direction. Again, inhale in every direction, squeeze Mula Bandha, and then exhale in every direction. And then slowly lower down to the mat, coming into a seated position. Keeping your feet, the soles of your feet pushed together, knees out to the side, sitting up nice and tall, and then hinge forward. Try not to round your back just yet. Lean forward. You want to stick your chest out, chin out. Crown of the head pushed up towards the ceiling. Lean forward. Back is flat. Shoulders are away from the ears. Try to lean forward even more. And if you can't get super low, try to wiggle back and forth. You want your back flat and your head pushed forward, lowering down as far as possible, trying not to think about it, just coming down to the earth, folding over on yourself, self-aware, breathing in, slowing down that breath, inhaling, squeeze Mula Bandha. And then as you exhale, slowly come up, sitting up nice and tall. And then plant your feet on the floor. And then roll back 1 vertebra at a time, slowly lowering down. And then rock the knees back and forth, side to side, windshield wipering, opening up. And then knees planted on the feet, on the mat, palms on the mat, pushing into the mat, and then lift the hips, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the thighs. Inhale your arms up overhead. Reach up, hips up. Big inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower down. And then bring the knees into the chest. Rock back and forth. And then if you can, bring the head up. Come into as small a ball as possible. Inhaling, squeezing, bringing the breath all the way into the body. And then exhale the breath in every direction. And then slowly lower down. Keeping that right knee held in, extend the left leg out. Drop that right knee across your body. And then right arm out to the side, eye gaze. If you can, close your eyes, but turn your nose towards the right. Big spinal twist. Taking your left hand and pressing that right knee down even further. Breathing up that left leg, keeping it engaged. And then bring the knees back together and switch sides, keeping the left knee hugged in, right leg extends out. Crossing that left leg over, extending the left arm out, looking to the left. Turning your nose towards the left, pressing that right hand, press that knee down even further. Inhale up that right leg. Exhaling out the crown of the head. And then come back to the center. Hug both knees in. Rock back and forth on that lower lumbar spine. And then release the legs out. Take the mat width apart. Windshield wiper the feet back and forth. And then place the palms face up, elbows tucked into the side, head pressed into the mat. Coming into our final resting pose of Savasana. Breathing in through the nose, slowing down the breath. Trying not to think about anything. If a thought does come in, just let it drift on by, trying not to pay attention to it. Savasana is when the true magic happens. Staying in Savasana for as long as you can. Trying not to rush out of it. So if you can stay longer, stay here. And if you're done with the session, you can just breathe deeper into the belly, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, perhaps turning your head side to side. Deepening the breath, expanding the belly as big as you can. Squeeze Mula Bandha. Sip another breath in. One more breath in. And then exhale, let it go. And then roll over onto one side into the fetal position. We come into the fetal position to begin anew. A rebirth, a starting over. Pressing the side body into the mat. Reflect on that intention you set for practice today. And let that thought carry you to an upright seated position. Gently coming up, eyes closed, sitting in Sukhasana, lotus, or half lotus. Whatever's in your practice. Sitting up nice and tall, arms straight, palms up. And just sit for a moment, be still. Breathing in, letting this high frequency light come in. Let it surround you. And then when you're ready, inhale the arms up to the side. Palms come together at the top. Slowly release them down. Pressing the thumbs into the heart into the thumbs. Gently bowing your head. May you have compassion for yourself so that you may have compassion for others. I hope you have the most blessed day. Namaste.